Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to some more Pure Farming 2018. And there's a drought. We've got to water the fields. Actually, I'm kind of digging these challenges. They are introducing you to the mechanics that are going on in the game. We've harvested a field. We've planted a field. Now we have to irrigate a field, or at least we have to water the son of a bitch. So we have to hook the trailer up. And then we've got to go get some water, which is over here. By the way, if you have a hard time at the beginning of these challenges trying to figure out where stuff is, I strongly recommend going into like the sandbox mode and just using this little guy here, this little drone, to explore the basic area of your farm, so you can figure out where the basic supplies are at, like, you know, where the seeds are located, where the fertilizer is located, and the water and all that stuff. Although actually it's interesting that the fertilizer is kept so far away from the fresh water source, because you know, generally fertilizer does require, well, actually that's not strictly true. Some fertilizer requires water. Arr, to transfer. Right. Now we're gonna go do a field. Yeah. Potentially. Now, what is the distance on this thing? Oh, there we go. I can zoom out a little further now. That's nice. So I can at least see the thing on the back is actually doing what I want it to do. Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of a delay. I might just leave it running. Actually, I won't, because it takes a while for it to come on. I'm going to hit shift to turn on cruise control. That way it's not going to change speed on me when I'm turning around. I just have to turn the thing on and off and steer. So I think that's going to be the better option. See, it turns off instantly. But there's a delay when it turns on. Click. There we go. It's nice that the equipment doesn't all perform in exactly the same fashion. It doesn't all instantly turn on and off. That's a nice little feature. So you do have to pay attention to what you're doing. See, click on. There we go. Looks like we've got this edge. Oh, just off the edge, ever so slightly. Son of a biscuit. Alright, never mind. So I guess we could just go back the other way. See if I... Oh, actually. On. Spray. Nice. Is the swathe wide enough? Like a what swathe? Wide enough to get the whole thing, I wonder. Oh, just about. I've got a couple of little missing bits there, so that's going to be a problem. I hope they put an actual light on the beacon, so when the beacon is running, it's actually flashing and casting light. Because at night, that should be like, you know, an irritating flashing that illuminates the ground and casts shadows. During the day, yes, absolutely. Don't, yeah, no. Not worried about that, but... Apparently I suck with the water spitter thingy trailer. What's the name? Actually, when I used to run a fertilizer, it had those boom arms that come out on the sides. My God, it took a lot of practice to be able to actually target where I wanted stuff. You know, when I first started running it, I would leave little gaps, because when you're just dropping water, small gaps not a big deal, right? But when you're putting down fertilizer and stuff like that, things that are gonna cause issues. I'm just gonna grab this bit here. You know, where things that are gonna cause issues if you put too much of it down in one spot. So basically, when you overlap too much, you can actually cause more damage than you realize. So I was terrified of overlapping too much. So I end up with these little stripes in the in my targeted area. Actually, it was a really cool one. I was putting down weed, a specific weed killer, and I ended up leaving this huge stripe. It was, oh God, it was bad. Since I'm going back to get more water, I'm just gonna fill in these little gaps that I've left here. Where is the water thingy? It's over here, isn't it? Yeah. So I think the trees are nice. The speed trees that they're using, those are pretty nice. I'd like to see some movement, though. I'd like to see wind effects. Again, you know, water the fields, minimal requirement met. What? Huh. Yeah, I mean, as far as simulation and gameplay goes, you know, environments are important. Environments are part of the immersive factor, right? If that's what you're going for. If that's what the aim of this is like a kind of immersion, which is really what I want from a lot of my games. It's things like this. If I hit the go in here, I want bouncing. I want to be bouncing up and down. I want the steering wheel to be animated properly. I want I want all of this stuff in here to be animated properly. I want the textures to be animated properly. I want the sound. We've got this water tower here that we can pull water from, right? So I'm wondering why we don't have a pipe directly to our water tank on our tree field. Because we've got to go fill it up again. Yeah, because watering trees above ground is highly inefficient. A lot of the water will actually evaporate before it gets down into the root system. So what you find is a lot of farms have pipes underground that feed the root system of the trees. Which is what we're doing here. So we've got that one. Now we've got to go do the other one. Actually, the music kind of reminds me of Railroad Tycoon 2. Uh-oh. Convoy. I can see those being modded. I always get disappointed when you can't use real names, like, you know. I always thought JCB would be, congratulations, you've met the minimum requirement. Man, this traffic goes really slow through here, isn't it? Although, there is a maniac in a tractor. Driving all over the place. Hey, that street light doesn't work. And to transfer. Hey! We finished the challenge! Okay, so the ending of that was a little bit on the boring side, but it does highlight how you irrigate the trees, which is a good thing to know. Because people would probably try and do what I did in that first pass and just try and water the trees in the same way you would water the fields, but that's not how it works. Anyway, so that is the water challenge in Pure Farming 2018. And I'm Mr. Adrian, and don't forget to caress that like button for me if you've enjoyed this video. And if not, constructive feedback is always welcome. And until next time, I will see you anon.